Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. We're so glad that you're here with us. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. And we have a really fun show for you today because we want to help you plan your next winter trip, winter adventure. You know, it's all about the snow in a lot of places, but hey, we also have some warm destinations in mind for you too. If you are looking for something to do over those cold winter months, and including some of our favorite playgrounds, some places that we've visited, both cold and warm. So we'll get into that in just a second. But first, my question to you, Amy, is when looking at winter destinations, what do you lean heavily to? Is it more cold and snow and play, or is it, hey, give me flip-flops and the beach?
I think for me, I do like to feel like it's winter, or for, what our hemisphere considers winter is cold, but I don't like to be freezing. So I want to go somewhere that's not snowy necessarily, but a little bit chilly, and then take me to the beach.
Yeah, I'm kind of that. I have that weird thing about me. Like, I want cold on Christmas,
but no other time.
But any other time, give me warm sand, give me beaches, give me all of that. I mean, I do like and can appreciate colder destinations, I guess.
Yeah, and there's just something magical about that whole snowy Christmas setting, sure. Which is why we are about to talk about one of the places we're going pretty soon, just so that we can experience that. Because again, we live in Las Vegas. It gets chilly here, but it doesn't generally snow much, especially not at Christmas time. So we are going to experience that, but I am positive once it gets into the dead of winter for us, we're going to take a beach vacation. Yeah, every single time. And so, speaking of that, we'll stick a little close to home for that first destination I want to share with people. And it is a popular destination both in summer and winter times. That's what makes it so unique. But that area is Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is that big, gorgeous lake. It used to be the celebrity playground years and years ago. It still sort of is. But it straddles the line between California and Nevada. It's a big, vast area, and it's undeniably beautiful. It is one of my favorite places we have ever been to. It's the screensaver on my computer, one of my computers. But I love Lake Tahoe. It's gorgeous. We've been in the summer. We have not been in the winter, but even in the summer, when you got up to a higher elevation, it was still kind of chilly.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's one of those things where the lake is so big that you have to refer to it in different sections, like North Lake Tahoe or South Lake Tahoe, because oftentimes when you go and you visit, usually, even when it comes to the ski resorts and ski lodges in that area, usually you're going to stay around this one little area. And there's not usually a need to travel to other parts of the lake when you're in that area, but sometimes you might. And so to kind of take you down that rabbit hole of Lake Tahoe, to top it off, Lake Tahoe boasts incredible lake views. The lake itself is picturesque. I mean, if you do a quick search on either social media or just Google, you will see some really epic views. I mean, the water is crystal clear. It has amazing skiing. It has a blend of that nature meets kind of livelier areas around. Reno is not too far away. Going into California is right there into different cities. So you can really kind of make it a base and then travel out from there. But I think it's one of those true areas that really offers something for everyone.
Oh, right. I mean, it's also one of those places. It was the clearest sky I remember seeing when we were there in the evening and we wanted to go stargazing. So we went out by the water because there's not a lot of man-made lighting there. So I don't think it's necessarily considered a dark sky location, but I just remember it felt like the stars were right there and you could reach out and touch them. And we sat out there for a while just looking at the stars.
Yeah, you can get some really, really amazing views of the Milky Way because of the more dark sky area. Like you said, I don't think it's like a designated dark sky area, but it does give you some really beautiful panoramic views of the heavens. If you just want to sit and relax, turn the phone off and just, be one with nature, right. Kumbaya moment or something like that. But, when we're looking at hotels and places to stay, the northern part, the southern part, they both offer really great locations. So it's hard to pinpoint just one or two in either area. But for the more budget conscious, if you are in South Tahoe, okay, the Coachman Hotel. The Coachman is classified, I think, on Google as like a 3-star hotel, but it's a really, really nice, modern kind of, it's hipper, I guess as the kids would say. And it's located next to the Heavenly Resort. Now, the Heavenly Resort is a well-known area of Tahoe that offers amazing things like the Heavenly Scenic Gondola ride and the ski resort area is just kind of beautiful. And even it's called, what is it? It's called the Heavenly Village.
Right. Yes.
And they have amazing shops, and locally owned shops
like
and stuff.
Horse-drawn carriage rides.
Absolutely.
And all those fun holiday activities that you see on TV. You can go do it at the Heavenly Village. Which
makes it a perfect year-round destination, but more so for winter. The Tahoe area, of course, has ski resorts that get snow. So when you have snow and then you have the horse-drawn carriages and everything, and it's around the holiday season, boom. It's everything you could possibly ask for. Even if you don't like to go outside, you can grab a cocktail or a hot chocolate and sit by the fireplace and really just
look at it through your window, right?
Look at it through your window and just let your Hallmark movie play out in your mind if you really don't want snow in your pants.
Right. And we don't enjoy snow in our pants.
I do not.
We would be inside by the fire.
Yeah, I was going to let you know that's a bad thing in my book.
The way you said it, I wasn't sure.
I don't know how I intended it, but now that I think about it, nobody wants snow in their pants. Well, some people do. Anyway, moving on. If you're the northern part of the lake, if you want luxury. Now, the Coachman is more of like a budget-friendly hotel, especially budget-friendly for the Lake Tahoe area. But if you want luxury, if you're screaming, hey, I want all the amenities, I want to feel like I am in somewhere luxurious, then you can't go wrong with the Ritz-Carlton Lake Tahoe.
Can you ever go wrong with the Ritz-Carlton, though?
I don't think you really can. And this one's located in the northern part of Lake Tahoe, but you get that mountain luxury. You have ski in, ski out access. So if you like to do that sort of thing, which I'm on the fence about skiing. I went skiing, when I was younger and things like that. Now it would be hilariously awful for me.
I think I would hurt something if I tried to ski now.
I hurt myself when I was young. Now that I don't have cartilage, or flexibility, or a whole lot of other things.
The one time I tried skiing, I wasn't awful, but I wasn't going fast enough, and somebody else, it must have been their first time, and they slammed into the back of me and threw me down the mountain. Like, I remember flying and then rolling, and that was the end of my skiing experience. I was pretty good after that.
Yeah, I would say. So along with skiing, there's tubing and sledding and all of those things that go with it. There's even like snow walks and different things like that you can go to. But it's one of those areas you can go to visitlaketahoe.com and really start planning your adventure. And it's one of those places that you won't go wrong there. Anything you choose is just something special, right? When we come back, we are going to talk more magical winter places to plan your winter adventure. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. We're having fun, man. My name's Jeremy Long here with my co-host, Amy.
Hi.
In beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're chatting about helping you actually try to plan your winter adventure, your winter escapes, whether it's close or whether it might be next year, the year down the line. It's never too early to start planning those big winter fun adventures. We were just chatting a little bit about Lake Tahoe here in the United States. We're going to move our attention over to Europe in a place that we've been planning to go to for a while. And it's actually right around the corner for us. And I know we're so excited.
I'm very, very excited.
We're talking about Zurich, Switzerland.
Yes.
This is an adventure for us that has been planned for some time now. And it's finally upon. So like in the future of the Unscaled Travel Show, you're going to find some Switzerland episodes from us. So we're really looking forward to it. But it's going to hit at a time around Christmas. And I don't know yet if there's a better time to really go and have an introduction to Switzerland.
I don't know. I'm so very excited. I see stuff all the time on social media about European Christmas markets, and I just have this like strong desire to go. And just today, I saw that Zurich alone has 10 different Christmas markets in its city.
Wow.
So
10.
we can go to a different Christmas market every single day we are there.
Yeah. Okay. well,
But
look
they're like
forward to
different
that.
types. Like one is kind of old world, another's more of a modern Christmas market. Like they have different, almost like vibes to them. So it's not like going to the same thing over and over. So I'm very much looking forward to this.
And that's really, really exciting. And that's one of the reasons that Zurich is so high on so many lists, including ours, because not only do you have Switzerland in the wintertime, which is the snow and the Alps and the mountains, and but you have all of these festive markets. When you couple those with these beautiful cafes that we've seen and the alpine scenery and all of that magic, it really creates this look of like just whoa is like the optimal word there. It just looks incredible.
In my head, it's going to look like a Christmas postcard. So I'm really, really hoping it doesn't disappoint when we get there.
Yeah.
But you and I have been talking all week, planning our trip for Switzerland, and some of the things we're going to do, we've been looking at doing, we were going to chat about, because there's so much to do there, even if you're not a skier. Yeah.
If you're not a skier, although that is a big part of it, they do have winter adventures, just like skiing, the skiing, but also the sledding and tubing and different things. But there are also mountain adventures you can have just by, you can take the gondolas up to these mountain peaks that are, it's not like the mountains we have around here. No, we have mountains in Las Vegas, but they're a few thousand feet. In Zurich and Switzerland in general, I mean, you're talking some of the tallest mountains in the world, several thousands feet tall. So it's totally a different view, especially when you're looking down into, well, I guess the valley that would be called Switzerland. It looks like a magical place. But it's one of those that needs careful planning as well,
right,
when you're going there and considering all things. And so, keeping in what we've been talking about, maybe a budget option for travelers is the Hotel St. Joseph. Now, the Hotel St. Joseph is right there in the heart of Zurich. It is very affordable. And I say affordable because people's budgets are different. Everyone from person to person, family to family is a little bit different. But the Hotel St. Joseph, when I've looked at different times throughout the year, has been affordable. Not budget. It's not a hostel. You're not going to find rooms for $50 a night. I don't want to disappoint anyone out there. But for what you get in the middle of the city, and especially around this time of the year, speaking of like winter, Christmas, that time of year, you're going to, it's hard. You'll be hard pressed to find something better.
Right. And, we'd like to travel a little bit comfortably. We're of a certain age, so we don't want to stay at a hostel.
That was the nicest way I've heard someone say old. Thank you.
This would still be a hotel that we would stay at. So it's not like it's a little rundown motel or anything. This is still a very nice place, but it's on a more budget friendly level as opposed to the next place we looked at.
If you want luxury, now we're talking about luxury here. It gets no better than this. The Dolder Grand. The Dolder Grand is, what's the word for it? Majestic. Because it sits on a hill. You have amazing panoramic views of Zurich and the areas around. It has a world-class spa. It is phenomenal. Okay.
Gorgeous.
It's also pricier because it is luxury. And usually I don't like to mention prices, but you need to understand that, hey, if you're into luxury travel, this is the place to drop some dimes. If you're all about those luxury stays, this is where you're going to drop the dimes. But you're going to get everything. I think you're going to get every single dollar's worth here.
Right. We were looking at just going there maybe to eat or have lunch. They do offer afternoon tea certain days, but you have to reserve in advance. And already the entire week we're there, their afternoon tea is booked. So it's a nice way to go see the hotel and be a part of it. But plan ahead for sure.
Beyond that, for clearer days, if you don't want to do skiing and those kind of things in the mountains, there's also ice skating and mountain biking and mountain hiking. As long as you're not going too deep into the snow or up the mountains or anything like that, be safe. But there are those beautiful treks, and including just Switzerland in general, there are different train rides that you can take. I think it's right south of Zurich. You can hop on the Bernina Express. This is the one that takes you through the Alps, and you stop in Italy, in Tirano.
Right.
Tirano? Yeah,
yes.
Tirano, Italy. You stop there, you eat lunch, you get back on the train, and then you come back. It is this nice little loop.
I am so excited to do this because the views from the train look incredible, like something we would not see on any other train ride. So that is definitely on our list of things to do, and it should be on your list too for when you go.
Yeah. And Switzerland is one of these countries that's very well connected by train. So if you get the Swiss Rail Pass, which I highly recommend you do, it covers 18,000 miles of train tracks. It covers buses and boats for travel. And it also covers and gives you access to 500 museums in Switzerland. And it also has different mountain excursions. I think there's 3 mountain excursions that are included for free with that pass. And other mountain excursions like gondola rides are 50% off. So the Swiss train pass is going to be the thing that you're going to want to invest in for your time in Switzerland like we will. So yay on all that. But I see it in your face.
I've already been asked by people to bring chocolate back too. So we're definitely going to have to do
you
some
have to go to,
tasting.
what's the famous chocolate one there? The Lindt?
Yes.
Lindt Chocolate Factory is there. And the museum is there. And so we're looking forward to it. Stay right here. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host, Amy.
Hello.
Remember, for all of our past episodes and interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com. And of course, with this episode, the show notes, you'll have all of our recommendations listed underneath, including our budget and luxury hotel picks. We're talking about luxury and budget hotels, but I'm not including too many places like to eat because all of these places have so many to choose from. Mm-hmm. It would be incredibly difficult to narrow it down to to have enough time to go through all of the picks for most of these places. Most of them we've visited personally. So the next one is no different. We're talking about the snowy splendors of Banff in Canada.
Look at you being all poetic.
I'm a poet, didn't know it. Banff sits in Alberta, Canada, and Banff, the town, the resort town, is actually the gateway to Banff National Park, which in itself, we could dedicate an entire show to Banff National Park. We probably do a whole series on that one. But we're talking right now about the resort town. The Banff Resort Town, I was there not too long ago, and it is just a beautiful, picturesque, like when you think of like Hallmark towns, it's almost that.
Really?
It's almost that.
Yeah, you didn't take me with you when you went to Banff, so I didn't get to see it for myself. I did see some photos that you sent me. They were lovely.
That's what makes it picturesque. Absence and all of that thing. Banff offers like a real true winter paradise. And it has just majestic mountain views, frozen lakes, outdoor adventures of all kinds. It does, when we're thinking outdoor winter adventures, outdoor winter destinations, Banff immediately comes to mind for me because it is one of these wonderful gateway places to so many different towns and adventures that you can have.
Right. Anytime I see beautiful photos of like lakes and mountains and, these nice little towns, it's almost always Banff. Yeah. If not, it's another area in Canada, but Banff, like 7 times out of 10, the photos that I see are people showing off Banff, and I'm like, I need to go. So when you went without me, I was a little irritated, I'll be honest.
I know you were. The highlight of Banff for a lot of people is the glorious Lake Louise. Lake Louise sits in there in Banff National Park. It's a part of the Canadian Rockies, but it's known for the turquoise waters that are made so famous on social media and things of that nature, where you can canoe out. When it's warmer, you can canoe out to the waters and everything. But when you dust snow on top of mountains and surround it with the pine trees that are also dusted with snow, it is, make you want to slap your mama. It's so beautiful.
I don't know if other people will appreciate that phrase, but I get it.
And there's also other beautiful towns nearby. So even if Banff, you want to get out of Banff and make it your base, places like Canmore that sit right on the outside of Banff National Park, and these different little towns make it really just kind of one of these great stops that you can incorporate not just one day, but just, several days up to a week of just adventures out from this place. So looking at hotels actually within Banff. So budget hotels for all of you that are younger and you can sleep on the floor and things like that. Banff actually has the Banff International Hostel. So it's a really friendly base hotel for explorers who are on a tight budget. Usually around the year, you can find rooms for $50-$60 a night. And I say rooms, that might be a loose interpretation. You can find a place to sleep for $50 or $60, but it's has a lot of 5-star reviews. It gets really good reviews on like TripAdvisor and things like that. So you're getting something that's worth the quality of the money that you're paying for the place that you're paying for.
Right.
Which, even if you're just walking around Banff itself, is a wonderful, incredible place to do shopping and different experiences.
Yeah, you were telling me that you got to spend the day just walking around the town of Banff, and you really actually enjoyed it. You were walking around with someone else, another writer that was there with you, and you're like, it was such a nice little town, but you kind of felt a little weird, like walking around this town with another guy instead of me, because it did have that like cute, almost romantic feel to it at times.
Yeah, and Scott is, he's a great guy and he's a wonderful writer, but, I kept wanting to hold his hand. Just reaching down his hands, hey, look how beautiful this is. And he kept pulling away. He's funny like that, but whatever. The activities, of course, skiing at like places like Sunshine Village and different things. And then there's the Johnston Canyon Ice Walk.
Right.
Now, if you Google Ice Walk Banff, that's all you have to Google. You will come back with some incredible photos where the rivers and waterfalls have turned to ice. and you get up close and personal and walk amongst the waterfalls, basically.
Right. Like I said earlier, I'm not a fan of the freezing cold, but I would endure it for this ice walk. That's how phenomenal these pictures are, that when you just Google it and you see these frozen waterfalls, like frozen in action, I want to take a picture of it. I want that picture. I want to see it, reach out and touch a frozen waterfall.
And I forgot to mention that our luxury pick would be the Fairmont Banff Springs. The Fairmont Banff Springs is often called the Castle in the Rockies, because if you look at it, it is grandeur on a different level for a hotel. It is an amazing hotel. Like, it just overlooks the valley. You're going to get the picturesque. I mean, you could do reels and Instagram. See, I'm thinking social media. You could do all kinds of reels of just the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. It's
huge, actually.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It towers above the town, and it's definitely one of those places that should be on your list when you're looking for luxury and just for that iconic look. Something, when it's called the Castle in the Rockies, when it has a cool nickname like that, you got to believe it.
It looks like a castle.
It does. It's so wonderful. Banff is high on my list. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. Keep it right here.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hi.
Coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Chatting about winter adventures you can start planning to take right now. Destinations all around the world. We've mentioned Banff in Canada, Zurich, Switzerland, Lake Tahoe. We're here in the United States. Over this one, we're staying right here in the U.S. We're going to talk a little bit about Vail, Colorado. Vail, Colorado is one of these places that is continuously on lists from the top publications. We're talking Travel and Leisure. We're talking Condé Nast Traveler, and destination publishers like that, being centered on like some of the best places to visit, whether you're talking small towns in the U.S. or winter adventure places or even summer adventure places. Vail just kind of seems to have that vibe for year-round adventure. But we're going to kind of focus in on the winter side of it, because Vail in the summertime, you will find on lists for wonderful golf outings, different things like that, even just like hiking and mountain adventures of that nature. But when the snow falls in Vail, it turns into just kind of a winter wonderland.
Right. It looks gorgeous because obviously they're skiing, so it's surrounded by mountains too, but it's just this beautiful kind of village look. I mean, it almost feels like you're not in the U.S. when you look at these pictures.
It really does. It's kind of our answer to like a European, maybe like a European feel to it, because you have this vast ski terrain, but right at the center of it is this beautiful, charming village. And during the holiday season, you're going to have this amazing festive atmosphere.
Right. They do their own festivals throughout the year. They do a lot of like concerts and even like ice skating shows. And then they have an annual event every New Year's Eve that I would love to go see. It is the nighttime torchlight ski down parade, where they ski down from the mountain carrying torches, and it's a parade, and then they end the parade with fireworks on New Year's Eve. Like, this just sounds incredible. I don't know where else you would see this in the U.S.
Yeah, it does look incredible. Now, transparently, this is a place we've never been to. We've never been to Vail, but it is slowly making our way to the top of the list of places that we need to go check out, because I'm not even joking when I say the last few years, Vail has really hit a stride where they are continuously listed as one of the best small towns in the United States to, if not move, you definitely need to go and check out for a long weekend or a longer adventure. They even have places like, this is really cool, like the Nature Discovery Center. The Nature Discovery Center sits on top of Vail Mountain, and it's a place that you can just kind of walk and there's a gondola atop Vail Mountain, so you can take the gondola ride up and just kind of check out and learn about the nature in and around the area. So it's one of those like family adventure type places that you can go and just have a really good afternoon. And it's little things like that that kind of separate out. So when you can find stuff that not only for mom and dad to do, but also for the younger ones or even teenage kids that you might have to go and have, not just sitting them in front of a screen necessarily, but you're getting them out there and they're going to have a good time and make some memories with the family. That's, I think, what separates these kind of winter adventures from other places where you would just go and, do your own thing.
Right. And one of the things that we came across that you can do, and I'm sure you can do this other places, but this is the first time I've really seen it like advertised, is snowshoe tours. And I don't know how much work it is to actually walk in snowshoes, but I want to try it. I want to put them on and walk through the snow. And imagine getting your kids outside and the whole family takes a snowshoe tour through the snow. I mean, it just sounds like so much fun. One of those memories that you will keep for the rest of your life.
Yeah, now I know snowshoes aren't anything new, but it is a different feel whenever you have these guided tours and different things that you can go out with the family or with your spouse or significant other and go do. It really gives you an opportunity to make these memories and kind of set that trip apart from other ones that you might have taken. So keeping in tradition of what we've been chatting about hotels, giving you an idea, a budget hotel idea is the Vail Racquet Club Mountain Resort. Now, these are more affordable condos that give you access to like a nice little health club, that float around on listings that's about a 3-star, but I think it's one of those that punches above its class there. It's a really nice place. It has tons of great reviews, but it's not necessarily going to break your wallet.
Right. Because especially if you are traveling with the family, you need to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So a great option for family travel. And if you are, into exercising or, racquetball, this could be another great thing to do.
It is a racket club. So if you're into racquetball and you're like, hey, Santa, you and me, 9 a.m. tomorrow,
on the
one-on-one. Yeah, we're going to settle this once and for all. Also, if you want to go the opposite end of the spectrum, luxury stays, right? The Arabelle at Vail Square. The Arabelle at Vail Square is European elegance, to say the least. And I know Europeans are probably going, they're probably rolling their eyes. The closest we get to European elegance, right. I should say that. But it's just a few steps away from that wonderful gondola we were talking about, and it sits right in the heart of the city.
Right. It looks gorgeous too. I mean, obviously that's where I would want to stay if we were going.
Yeah,
I mean, and then to be able to walk right out and get on the gondola and go up to the top of the mountain. Yeah. I mean, what better way to experience Vail, right?
I don't know. Is there a more wonderful way to experience? And then again, when you look at the city itself and where you are, Vail is maybe an hour and a half outside, to the west of Denver, in those kind of places. But it's also not that far of a drive, realistically speaking, to places like Aspen and different areas like that open up even more skiing and even more hiking and things of that nature, depending on where you find yourself being pulled as far as creating your trip. Yeah. So that's why you're caught up. And I'd look at you and you're just looking at pictures. I was just
looking at pictures of Vail. I'm sorry.
She's already planning our next trip. So should you. Keep it right here. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. I promise we're professionals. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Thank you for joining us. As always, you can find all of our past episodes and interviews right there on our website, unscaledtravelshow.com. Thank you so much to all of our new subscribers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you might listen to the show afterwards. We appreciate it. And for all of our guests that listen to us live around the world, man, we love you guys. I like your new haircut, too. Did your mom do that one for you? She cuts my hair still. That's a shame. We have a guest today. Our guest today is Courtney Muro. Courtney is a content strategist, marketing expert, and entrepreneur who lived a number of years in Colombia, knows it very well, knows it intimately, and knows it as one of her favorite places on earth. So we're going to lean in on her Colombian knowledge and expertise. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Very excited.
What initially drew you to Colombia, and what keeps you going back?
Yeah, so I first started, so when I graduated from grad school, it was a global policy and strategy program. I was going to be doing Cuban American policy in DC. I wanted to learn Spanish before I did that. So I went to Ecuador for a minute, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to one more country for 1 month, and then I'm going to go back to DC. So initially, what drew me there was that their Spanish is notable to be very easy to understand. And, it's fast to learn it there, and they have a whole infrastructure set up for that. And then the other thing was that the political climate, was they had like a 65, 70-year civil war, came to an end about a week before I ended up getting there. But as, and kind of an academic at the time, that interested me also.
Let's turn our attention to first-time visitors. If they've never been to Colombia, they're looking, they're researching. Do you have any suggestions for must-see experiences or attractions around Colombia, depending on where they land and what they would like to do?
Yeah, so there's like a pretty, you could ask ChatGPT and it'll give you a really good response about, the coffee region, Medellin and Cartagena. I would say something that I find is overlooked, that I'm shocked that people are like, oh, I'm going there next week, and they don't have any plans of going to this place, which we don't want to overrun it. So you got to be like really respectful when you go there. But Parque Tayrona is a magical place. Like as soon as you enter that park, it's a national park. As soon as you enter it, you feel like calm. It's from what I understand, it's kind of run by the indigenous people. I think the governments of like Colombia and Ecuador and some of those other countries in that area hand a lot of responsibility to the indigenous people. And you see them when you do the trek, you're trekking with them. You'll see them in their white, robes, or like, I don't know what the outfit is called, but it's kind of like a dress. And there's a lot of crazy wildlife. Like there's been mornings when I've gone to the only place where there's to eat there, which is like a log cabin or something, with amazing food. And there's been like a large boa constrictor in there. I've swam with a caiman, and I'm afraid of creatures, but somehow when you're there, you're like, oh, I get it. Like it's not going to eat me because they have like the little mouths and they only eat fish. I mean, they could probably eat you if they wanted, but there's monkeys. It's just really peaceful, but it is sometimes getting a tiny bit overrun. But the natives turn off that, like they stop it when it starts getting overrun, and they shut down the park. But I think that's the most overlooked place. And then if you're in Medellin, I would say like, don't miss Tejo. A lot of people don't know about Tejo also, but it's like horseshoes, but when you throw it's called a tejo, it's like a little disc. When you throw it, it explodes. And it's because, they used to play with gold, and then like you would land it on the gold and you'd keep the gold or something like that. But the rumor is that the Spanish came and they took all the gold and they left, like gunpowder. So they play with gunpowder now. So it's really fun. And like, if you're American, you kind of get the game, but it just doesn't normally explode.
I'm still stuck on the gunpowder. And as an American, I think we know a thing or two about gunpowder here.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately. So that sounds like a game that's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Things that explode,
it's
what
really
you throw them.
Yeah. You just have some drinks, hang out with your friends. Yeah, and if you do that, try not to go where it's just Americans. Try to go like as local as possible. You don't want to go there and hang out with Americans the whole time.
Yeah, they're the worst. What are some must-try dishes? I mean, if you go to Colombia, you don't want to eat at McDonald's the entire time, right? You got to get out of that comfort zone. What should people try?
First of all, please don't eat at McDonald's ever in Colombia.
Even in America, don't eat at
yeah,
McDonald's.
Just skip it. So when you get there, you want to try some of the local things. Obviously, there's bandeja paisa is like this huge, like the most caloric breakfast that the country came up with at the time. It was for farmers to eat before they went out and, work all day without taking a break. It's pretty hearty. It's like eggs, a meat thing, and rice, like typical food. I've had it once, it's not super interesting to me, but you've got to try it when you go there. The typical food that I actually love, and I tried to make it when I got home, but I can't cook, it turns out, is ajiaco. It's pretty simple sounding. It's like a potato and a chicken soup. But they bring you out this soup bowl, and then they bring out this plate like 5 times as big as a soup bowl, and it has like capers, like a creamy sauce, avocado, cilantro, just like all of this stuff. And when you first eat it, you're like, I'm going to put all this in the soup bowl. But you cut it up and you put it in like a plantain, like everything goes in there. It's so good. I would eat, basically when I lived there, I would just get the fruit because the fruit's so good. I won't eat it in the States anymore. I'd get papaya and pineapple, and I'd eat that at home. And then I'd get ajiaco delivered through Rappi for like $1. And then I'd go out to really nice restaurants. When you go to Colombia, you've got to try just Google the nicest restaurant, get like the 20-course dinner. It'll be like, used to be like $70 a person when I first got there. It's a little bit more expensive now, but basically when you go to the nice restaurants, all the plates that look like, so when you're in the States and you see a plate and you're like, oh, this is made for Instagram, it's not going to taste good, it's just going to make cool pictures. That's not the case in Colombia. If it lights on fire, get it. And make sure you also get the coconut rice. It's so good. And I think it's one of the people at my wedding tried to make it when he got home, and he said it's so labor intensive. So eat as much as that as you can when you're there.
Finally, what is that one piece of advice that you might give someone who is considering or has already booked the ticket heading to Colombia? What would you tell them?
Not to repeat myself, but try to, stay with the locals. Don't hang out with too many Americans. It's after the pandemic, Colombia became very touristy, and that culture has taken over. The culture of coming there for women and cocaine has taken over some of the really awesome places. And a lot of people don't want to, hang out there anymore. So yeah, do that. And then also don't do a Pablo tour, or if you do, be polite about it. Like, remember that it's like, I would compare it to if someone came here and was like obsessed with the terrorists at 9/11 and was doing tours that kind of like glamorize them. It's interesting and it's okay to be interested in it, but like, remember that everyone you meet has had an uncle that's been kidnapped by Pablo's guys. So you got to be kind of like demure about that, if you will. Be safe. It's a safe country if you do the right things, but there's a lot of petty crime there. You'll probably get your phone stolen if you're not careful. And then I think men are in a little bit more danger than women at this point because, Tinder is kind of weaponized there for small-time robberies and stuff like that. But other than that, don't be stupid.
If people want to find you online or follow you on social media, how do they reach you?
So I have my blog's being rebuilt. It'll be done next week, but it's CourtneyMuro.com, CourtneyMuro.com. And then on the socials, I'm at LeGipset, which is LE_GIPSET. It's a fake phonetic pronunciation in French. I got to probably change it, but that's where I am right now.
There you go. Well, Courtney, thank you so much for sharing your time and your expertise on Colombia with us. And I can't wait to talk to you again because you opened my eyes to a lot of interesting aspects of Colombia. The gunpowder thing is going to haunt my dreams. So, folks, keep it right here. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long. Remember, for all of our past episodes, interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com. We appreciate, after we air these episodes, we load them up to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, home platforms. And we have so many listeners on Apple Podcasts, and we really appreciate you guys sharing these episodes and listening. And most of all, subscribing and leave us some 5-star reviews, man. Those things are hard to get. 5-star reviews.
They are.
They're hard. People don't want to do it. Even when they listen, they don't want to do it. So, but we appreciate the folks who do, man, all the way. So we've been chatting about planning, helping you plan winter adventures in places all around the world. We have gone through Vail, Colorado, and Banff, Canada, and Zurich, Switzerland, and Lake Tahoe here in the U.S. And thank you so much to Courtney Muro for sharing her expertise on Colombia, which is, I think, underrated as far as winter destinations for people who are out there planning. Colombia is a beautiful country to go visit, and Courtney gave us a lot of wonderful suggestions. So now we are going to stick right there with the warm and the sand and the beach. We're looking at the Caribbean in general, okay? Right. The Caribbean all the way around, from, I would even say, the Bahamas and Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Turks and Caicos, all of those wonderful places, all the way down to the ABC Islands, right? And we're talking Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. We have specifically gone to Aruba recently. Mm-hmm. So that's where the bulk of our suggestions are going to be. But looking around the Caribbean, November ends the dreaded hurricane season. Okay. It begins in June and ends in November. So anytime before that, you just kind of take your travel plans into your own hands there and, always get the insurance. What I will say about visiting the Caribbean there. And there's a lot of wonderful and beautiful places to visit all year round. But specifically in those winter months, when you're looking maybe for something, you want to trade the snow for sand and walks on the beach, there's not a better place in my mind than the Caribbean, especially if you live in the United States, like so many of our listeners do, and you have that quick access to these Caribbean islands.
Right. Where we are, it doesn't get very, very cold, but even for us, we do kind of get to that point where we want out of the cold. Yeah. And going down to the Caribbean is always a nice break from winter. So those other northeastern states where it is just bitterly cold, they flock down to the Caribbean for their winter vacation. And that's what we were hearing in Aruba, is that 85% of their tourism is Americans, and their peak tourism season is December through April. People are fleeing the snow for the sand.
And it makes total sense. I mean, when you look at the East Coast of the United States, even as far as north as New York, it is less than a 5-hour flight, direct flight from JFK to Aruba. And you can be, in the turquoise water and brushing sand off your backside with your flip-flops in your hand and all of those wonderful images that you have in your mind. It could be right there. And so many people do take advantage of it. But I think it's lost sometimes on people that are more where we are in the West Coast, because they're thinking, rightly so, Mexico, right? You're looking at Cabo and Cozumel and these places, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with Puerto Vallarta or any of those places like that. But I would argue Aruba and the Caribbean is where you should, if not for this particular winter, maybe next one or the one after that, or maybe every single year, at least for a few days, you should head to the Caribbean to soak up some of that beautiful sunshine.
Make that your February vacation destination.
Hey, you think I was getting paid by these people to say all this, but it's just how I feel, man. So yeah, when you are down there, we have talked before, we have past episodes about Aruba and different places like that, but that you can do deeper research in. So when we're looking at budget and luxury hotels like we have for every other destination we've mentioned so far, but our budget one, it always comes down to the Embassy Suites by Hilton in Aruba. Why? Because they're so family friendly. Now, if you're going down there with your significant other and maybe it's just you two, you can do something a little bit different. But if you have the kids, or maybe it's a group family vacation and you have the younger cousins and everyone else, nieces and nephews all involved, the Embassy Suites by Hilton in Aruba, under 17 and under, they stay free at the hotel.
Right.
Now, you're looking at a lot of kids or something like that. That is a really, really good deal.
Well, and on top of that, breakfast is free every day for everyone. So that's one meal down. Plus, they do an evening cocktail reception where everyone over 21 gets a free cocktail. So if you enjoy your cocktails, that's another $14 to $20 right there that you're saving. On top of that, they have so many other amenities. They have free bike rentals for their guests. They have it's not a private beach, but it's a very secluded beach specifically for their guests. They have daily activities. You and I played bingo by the pool and we won some food credits.
You won. Look at you winning us drinks by the pool. That was awesome.
So a lot of fun things to do. And then they have a great concierge desk that can hook you up with different activities to do. Yep. So it was just a really good experience for us.
Yeah. And now if the opposite side of that, again, if you want luxury, the Barcelo. The Barcelo Aruba, it's all inclusive. Now they are family friendly. They do offer family amenities and things, but it's ultra luxe. It's a beautiful resort and it is right on the water. And that gives you access to so many things in the Palm Beach area of Aruba. And Barcelo, they even have some really nice restaurants that I know you were checking them out.
I was
eyeballing them up and down there.
I was. Well, when we were walking down the street in the Palm Beach area, we passed this one restaurant that I stopped and took a picture of because it was so beautiful. And it's called the Bohemian. And it is actually on the Barcelo property. Yeah. So imagine if the hotel is luxurious, this restaurant is luxurious. It was just gorgeous, even from the street. We didn't get to go in there because we had already had dinner, but definitely on the list of places to eat the next time we're in Aruba.
Yeah, and we have so many of those recommendations. The Fisherman's Hut, which was a really phenomenal place. And then there's more touristy spots and little kitschy places that normally I would want to avoid. They did look very popular. It's almost like every single one of them had karaoke going on at one point. I don't know.
There was a lot of karaoke.
That's not really my sort of thing, especially when I'm looking for a relaxation vacation and everything. But hey, if that's your thing, go do it, man. There's plenty of places to do it. Another one I might recommend, though, is closer to the airport near Oranjestad, the capital, and that is the Barefoot Restaurant. The Barefoot Restaurant is you dine with your toes in the sand. It's starlight, and it is really, really nice. Now, if you want a nice romantic evening, you don't have to get suit and tie, man. Of course, it's all island casual, but, if you want that true experience where, like, hey, you're just you and your betrothed, I don't know.
Significant other.
There you go. That's a better betrothed. This is if you're in 17th century Europe and you want to,
and you're engaged. That's what that means.
Oh, is that what that means? I don't even know what it means. Wow. Okay. I've been using that word wrong. I've been sprinkling it in all kinds of sentences.
Oh, I love you.
Anyway, the place is called Barefoot Restaurant. That is a great advertisement for them too. But anyway, you dine out on the sand, and it's really gorgeous. And that's, all the other activities you can do. We went parasailing. We went on a guided UTV tour where we jumped off a cliff into some water.
I'm so proud of you for doing that.
I hate it, but I did it. And just the beautiful natural arches. There's about 7 that are left on the island. One of them collapsed a few years ago. Very tragic. But so many things, snorkeling, diving. They even have the lunch cruises like with Red Sail Adventures, places like that, kite surfing. There's so much to do.
They have a butterfly farm.
They have a butterfly, so many animal rescue farms too, where you can go and see that side. and bird sanctuaries. And there's so much to do. But if you wipe all of that away and you don't want to do anything, they have plenty of that too, because even the Embassy Suites there in Aruba has a beautiful pool. The Barcelo has a gorgeous pool. And so many places will just, you can just get away with doing nothing at all.
Well, and as we touched on the beaches, there are no private beaches in Aruba. They are all public beaches. Yeah. So you can go to what is frequently rated one of the best beaches in the world in Aruba. Eagle Beach.
Do it. Tell them we sent you. Walk up to a random person. Tell them we sent you to Eagle Beach. They'll love hearing that. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.